Mr. Wright?
Huh? What?
Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there. Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So, this is where we turn the trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up his temper. That's what they told me when I was a young'un, at least. Officer Marshall! Thought I'd come take a look, see how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. I've got the place locked down tight to afford an end to my territory. What's going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have really been on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people? Oh, I was just said that was Phoenix. All the cops I've seen are really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing one. You don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze float her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the award ceremony that afternoon, Edgeworth seen it too, I reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. So Miss Starr wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns, and sometimes you just gotta let bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up some fine ribs. Ooh-wee. Well, damn. I'd like to resume? What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused, you're doubled over, your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well, then I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself.
Ah! Excuse me. Knock knock.
It's somebody with a different voice. My god, what's happening? Who's there? I suddenly sound very, very fake. What's with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey! The temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? Ah, it's you! It is you. Good grief. Would you like a script?
I would like a line. Oh!
How about having all of the lines? Enjoy.
Oh,
Say hello.
You tease me.
Say hello, I don't think we can keep going like a radio play anymore. Say hi, Kevin.
Hi!
Hi! I don't know how to do this sort of thing with multiple people.
I'm still trying to find my line.
Just scroll down slightly.
It's put it in completely the wrong place.
There's a line on the screen for you.
Sorry I'm late, Uji. The roads were packed.
Uji.
It's just me.
Click, click.
Click, click.
I'm gonna have to speak my clicks so that you know when to go to the next line. You see, I'm being very accommodating today.
Long time no see. Uji. How you been? Swim much these days?
You're perfect, by the way.
Hello. No, I've been so busy.
Busy, smizzy, Uji. My boy, you have to make time to relax.
Yes, indeed. Seriously, I sound like a very fake old man right now. You'd leave me ashamed, sir.
Aji seems to be his nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you?
So you're Wrighto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son.
Thanks?
So sorry about our little Worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime, surely.
You're enjoying yourself, aren't you?
Far too much for it to be real.
Little Worthy?
Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police?
Chief of police?
He's the top
He's what?
I'm sorry, I need to adjust my hearing aid. He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district.
Name's Gant. Damon Gant. Please.
I'm terrified because you said that without speaking.
What?
It's okay. It's okay. Nobody expects the gangster.
Allow me to blink menacingly at you several times.
I'm so happy how much the quality of this LP has suddenly gone down. But also up at the same time.
Anyway, I'm pleased to meet you, everyone, especially you at the back, sir, with the funny hat.
My word.
That is a fantastic hat.
So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it?
Well, it's Worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this.
Hey, that's my sister's muffler! So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, this guy really was wearing that muffler.
But to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On little Worthy's car, no less. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us.
He's staring again.
Stop staring, graphical self.
I think maybe you should just combine the two. Use both resources.
No, I will have to wait until I stop staring. And tugging on my hair.
It's embarrassing, isn't it?
Why is my hair made of a slinky? Anyway.
What is this?
It's what you call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this.
Chief! What kind of outfit are you running? Other than incredibly orange.
But Mr. Edgeworth?
How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job?
Now wait a minute, Worthy.
I've no desire to hear your excuses.
I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document, where it says, Person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature. Miles Edgeworth.
That's not fair! The day of the crime, I had...
Your head in the clouds? Because you got that award? I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology.
What? Are you serious?
Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made.
This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words.
This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. The court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first.
Yes?
Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the back of this knife. The blade of this knife, rather. It's somewhere in the back, probably.
The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not.
Could you open it up for me, I wonder?
Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and...
If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore.
Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it! Ah! Don't scare me like that! I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And a stark red stain. What? This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself.
I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us? About the split between the prosecutors and the police, and this knife.
Sure thing, not a problem, not even a little one. Really.
Okay, so just read the testimony as it plays now, and you don't have to read it again, ever.
Ah.
But you still have to...
I
That is how I've
expect
done it for the rest of
everyone
the time.
listening to have a photographic memory.
I'm forcing you to abide by my standard here, because I've streamed for nearly 3 hours, therefore.
This knife is special, but I can't say how here.
Oi! Oi, Gantz. Do you want to start?
If
Now?
I must. This knife... Udgy, why is this one so pushy? This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. The time of the crime? 5:15? Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it.
that's the sequence, and you don't have to say it again. Okay? Okay, dear?
I'm perfectly fine with this.
There was a murder at the police department? A detective?
That's hush-hush information, Ajay. We haven't exactly announced it yet.
Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. There. Order!
Yes, anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might well assume. I'm getting slightly more posher in this voice as well. Excellent. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay?
I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright?
2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness.
Very well, however. Keep your questions focused on the case at hand.
Got it. Can't ask him about his
to my
ridiculous
previous
hair.
testimony.
So basically, we'll just review over the you've watched these videos. Okay, your script has a list of things for you. Okay, so your script has a list of things for every single response because it's a game that's like that.
Ow. Okay, so which part of my evidence do you have an issue with exactly?
Two detectives were killed at 5:15, one at the prosecutor's office and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife! What was it doing there? I'd better check this knife out. There's a small tag on the knife. It says SL92. What's that supposed to mean? I'm not sure, but it reminds me of a similar code. DL6. Maybe it's a case number. That's weird. What? I don't remember where. But I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what's written on the tag. It wasn't that long ago either. Maybe I should check the court record again. Wait a second.
Ah, at last, an honest-to-goodness objection!
This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman.
What do you mean?
Haha, an honest-to-goodness, what do you mean from the judge? This is great!
You don't get out much, do you? Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92.
And this is important how? Why? Question?
Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim.
What's this? 6 minus 7s 12 over 2?
No. Your Honor, it's upside down.
Upside...
The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up, but turn it around and what do you get?
Ah!
When he wrote this note, he was holding the paper upside down.
SL9. That's the same thing that was written on the knife's tag. Order, order! Well, Chief?
Ah, well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, righto.
I win? What game is this guy playing? You can say that.
Now, this knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room.
So this knife was stolen.
Yes, but on the day of the murder.
It was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon?
Nice, 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 good show, little Worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved.
So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a coincidence, connection. They've been the same thing. Science. I'm getting every word wrong and it's amazing. It's this late at night. There's something I need to poke as well. So, something didn't happen at the police department too, did it? I've just gone to this line for some reason. I should have gone to a different one, but there we go. Kevin?
Ah, you're doing a line which is far beyond where I am.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that I gave you...
Somebody skipped ahead on my script, you see. It's,
I'd skip behind, I think. Just
You
look at
got
the
a
screen.
good look in your eyes there, righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry.
Chief, did something happen? And why have I not heard?
Why haven't you heard? Or why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy. What with Lana's case and all.
Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? You see what I accidentally did there is hit onto a leading statement. I'm supposed to be hitting on this. See, somebody was killed at the police department, and we have heard this before. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed in the police department?
That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Udgy?
I'm at a loss for words.
And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect?
Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact.
Just arrested? That was quick.
But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Wright?
I suppose I could help. If you help me by giving me data on your case.
Ooh, good one! This kid's sharp! Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only.
Oh boy. What sort of thing should I ask?
Multiple choice, multiple choice.
Shit, shit, shit!
I love games like this.
I hate you. I do hate multiple choice. So, tell me, where was the victim found?
Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found. But I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department.
The evidence room. Wait a second. I've heard of that. The evidence room? Didn't he just mention that in the testimony just now? Hello?
You wouldn't know about the evidence room, would you, Righto?
Where are you? Flashback text saying that the knife was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright, although Garth seems to be talking to thin air. Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. No, seriously, what line were you speaking? I'm really terrified.
I went to the next one down and I was talking that one, apparently, but I don't know. It didn't seem right to me either.
Okay, so I'm gonna press this guy. This link. This guy.
Okay.
I wouldn't like to press this guy. Chief. The defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven.
Huh, you don't say. Well, out of it, Righto. What's your connection?
Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had written down the numbers on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence.
You two make a good pair. Took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here.
Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department.
See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all.
Can we get the information unofficially?
Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all.
That was perfectly timed. What, really? Who would have guessed? And you have another line of dialogue there. The screen is fine. Okay. Poke.
I can only assume what the line is.
You could look at the screen.
Well, yes, it's appearing now, which is great. And all.
That's a lot of delay.
I don't know, because half the time we're skipping ahead. I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim of the department, okay?
If you're gonna tell us a little, why not tell us everything?
Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly.
Oh well, I guess I might try to get out of it when I can.
To be honest, you should really know this.
Okay, what? But I'm a defense attorney. Edgeworth is prosecutor.
Whatever you are, you're a lawyer, aren't you?
Yes, but the difference is that Edgeworth works under you and I don't. Also, he gets paid a shit ton more than me. So anyway,
And he wears better
how about you
clothes.
tell me...
We're not going into that, are we?
How about you tell me... What? How about you tell me the victim's ID number? Stroke...
The
you know,
victim's ID number?
It's a striking inspiration.
Sure, why not? It's not like he'll be able to tell who it is from that.
Of course not. He won't tell me their name after all.
We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 5842189.
Well, that's quite long.
I know, Archie, and we have to remember this. Drives me nuts.
It's too... I can't do it.
You didn't even get the first number right!
Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything?
The ID number of the victim at the police department. 5842189. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think.
Meaning?
It has to be what I think it is. What does this mean?
Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department.
Well, there we go.
Tells you something. What does it tell you?
Witness!
What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night.
No, it's just... I got confused. And this is news? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing like you always do. Aw, Edgeworth. The police department, the prosecutor's office, 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here.
Oh, is it yours?
No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney. Remember? I know at least one of you can't. This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman.
Shame on you, Writer! Personnel IDs are top secret!
Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189.
And? This means what exactly?
Huh?
Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier, that started with 82... I've forgotten.
You even got the first number wrong. The number the chief of police just gave us was 5842189. Wait a second, Wright. What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are perfectly identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that?
Sharp as a tack, Righto! Sharp as a tack!
But wait! Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot.
Yet, a detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department. In the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible! So what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, and in a completely different location?
Order, order, order! Chief, what does this mean?
No, what I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case.
Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered.
Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case.
Wait! I said wait! Or didn't you hear me? The oversight. The grave error. Mr. Edgeworth. They're yours.
What? How dare?
We informed you yesterday. I believe it was Officer Meekins who brought you the news.
Officer Beacons? Mr. Wright! Where have we heard that name before? Wait, aha! Flashback, 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 boop, boop. You don't mean him?
According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe.
But your officer, he told me. He said that report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident.
Detective Bruce Goodman, murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report.
Nice typo. Ah! Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem a bit challenged. Okay, good job.
In any case, strange woman at the back, this is a serious error, a gross negligence on your part, duty of your part, Worthy.
But sir, you could have submitted the report this morning to the court as evidence. Then
No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy.
They should really just notate the staring in the script, shouldn't they? What?
Now, what was the second rule of evidence law?
Well, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, well, it's, Rule number 2. New evidence may only be submitted if it concerns the case on trial. And how is this relevant?
Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list.
So, what does this mean?
Archie, I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. That connection was just proven by Righto over here. Good job, Righto, my boy.
Uh-huh, I was just doing my job. No. No! It seems we have come to the end of this trial. It's been 3 bloody hours.
Ah, thank goodness for that. You are becoming a thorn in my side, Worthy, as opposed to a side in my thorn. That would be rather disturbing. There have been rumours, of course. After all, you were in the defendant's chair just last year.
I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence. diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do.
You'd better get results this time. Really.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Poor Mr. Edgeworth.
I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. We will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will this be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned.
By the way, Kevin, didn't I tell you this was a long case?
I don't know anymore.
I think it's artificially extended a bit by the gangster. So I'm gonna just... There we go, I've had a special guest voice actor.
And he ruined it all.
Yeah, this is the special guest voice actor. Has it gone... Do you think it's gone down well?
I couldn't possibly say.
Oh.
I'm having great difficulty coming out of this voice now.
You can stop. You can stop being Brian Blessed.
It's like I was Brian Blessed at one point.
Yes, that's what I said. You can stop being Brian Blessed now. You just turned into Brian Blessed. That was very unexpected. It worked, but it was very unexpected. I don't know.
White alive.